expected to drop throughout the day. 60% chance of snow tonight, low 12 above. Sunny and 25 tomorrow for Wednesday. Cloudy skies, high 35. Partly cloudy, 42 on Thursday. And the outlook for Friday, sunshine with the high 42. Overnight low was 40. Yesterday's high was 69. Currently humidity at 90%. Winds out of the north at 7 miles an hour. The pressure at 30.05. Right now, cloudy skies. It's now 41 at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm all right.
Donna Reavers here. Donna, how are you?
I am great. I have the day off.
Yes, you do, but you chose to spend it with us, and we're very, very happy that you did.
Well, it's my pleasure.
She actually just came out here to shove it in our face that she has the day off today,
Yeah,
and we don't.
Yeah, we don't. Well,
No days off in radio.
Not well. There are sort of, but we trade them around so that we can be here during Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. So, we're going to come in a few minutes. I'm going to ask you to be able to call because we're going to get a vital report as the snow
report.
Special report coming here. I'm going to ask you to give a call. We've got music for it. I'm going to ask you to do that in a few minutes. I just want to recap the weekend and tell you that there will be a Veterans Day. The legend is speaking this morning, Dave Land, at 11 o'clock to commemorate Veterans Day. And the question of day is about Veterans Day. So we'll talk about that as well.
I bet Kathy's in the audience timing him.
Do you think she's going to give him
probably
cues?
On the front row of the sign says,
"Time's up!
Time's up!
Yeah.
Your time is up!"
He's I'm sure he'll accept that quite graciously as well.
Yeah.
Well, we had kind of a disappointing weekend from the standpoint, disappointing in that you would have hoped we could have gone on to the next round in volleyball and football, but two wonderful seasons. Not many schools can say there might not be any schools that have got this far with both sports together. So I mean, kudos to the administration, the athletic department, and the volleyball and football teams for the season they had.
Maybe not any public schools.
Don't go there. Don't go there. Trust me, I'm going to go there here before the end of the week because I was particularly disappointed with the tenor of what I saw from parochial school this weekend. And I won't get into detail right now, but I will be commenting on that before the end of the week.
Wonder what the odds are, though, that two sports would be playing the same team,
right?
Or same school.
On back-to-back nights in different sports.
Yes. I mean, odds makers would be, hard pressed, I think, to get that.
Well, I was in Casey's after the game, and there was a litany of fans from Mater Dei coming through, walking through Casey's, coming to the front desk and saying, "What? No beer?" Well, you got to have a 6-pack to drive home, what, dude. So anyway, I took him out front and said, "Hey, listen, if you're going to the interstate, Nate's on the left. There you go. Get out of here.
Get your liquor quicker.
Yeah,
drive through."
Yeah, you could do that too. Get out of here. I thought the parade was magnificent, Donna. I know that you and Clifford have a lot to do with that, and I just want to thank you. It was a wonderful thing. We had a lot of fun participating in it with our Bassett Brigade one more time, and we got to see a lot of people, and it was
we had a good crowd. I was really impressed with the number of people that turned out. He works hard on that. It doesn't just start the day of that.
No.
He prepares a long time for that. So, and there's lots of people in the background that help. Bruce Reeves. I mean, there's all kinds of people that help him.
I saw Kathy Land as well.
Yes.
She was helping with it.
It doesn't just happen. So,
well, the other thing I wanted to say is I thank you for the 7 World War II veterans being able to stop along the side at the end of the parade so that I could personally go by and thank every one of them for their service. It was fantastic. And so, I mean, it was great to have them as a part of it. And it was wonderful that the whole community could say thank you to them.
Those people we have a huge indebtedness to those folks that went and served in World War II. Not that every veteran doesn't deserve that thank you, but those guys, I mean, combat was totally different than it is today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I think it's important for us at this point to recognize the weather situation from the newsroom. We're going live now to Save-A-Lot.
For the bread and milk report.
We need to know, Tyler Lampley, what's the latest on the critical supply of bread and milk as we get precipitation heading this way, frozen precipitation?
Right now we're fully stocked. We got Evansville and St. Louis to get us back in stock, Prairie Farms and Bunny Bread. If you came in over the weekend, we got completely wiped out. We didn't have any gallon milk left on our shelves this morning. We're back in stock, but it was pretty critical this weekend.
Isn't it amazing how people, even with a little bit of a weather forecast from us out here at the radio station, absolutely go crazy for bread and milk? But this is the first siege that you've had to go through this year.
Yeah, that's the first one, and we didn't expect to go that crazy. And like I said, we didn't have a single gallon of white milk left on the shelf this morning.
And my next question is, Tyler, what can you make with bread and milk? You got to add something else to it.
Soppy
Well, they
bread.
also almost wiped me out on eggs, so I guess they're making French toast.
Well, you got to have cinnamon too, so
Well, yeah.
Wow. All right. So, I mean, the report is, while hit hard this weekend, Save-A-Lot has endured the blow. And
We've endured the blow, and we've gotten back in full stock mode right now.
well, it's good to know that that the lines have been reestablished and that supplies have been delivered.
people will be able to eat now if they get snowed in.
Thank you.
That is right.
Thanks,
Tyler
Tyler.
Lampley, thank you very much. Down at the Save-A-Lot. You had the same thing happen at the large retail store out here west of town, didn't you, Donna?
Friday night, you would have thought it was Black Friday. I have never seen so many people in that building other than the holiday seasons.
Well, all the folks from Breeze were going up to check out going, what?
No beer? I need some bread and some beer.
I had one lady say, "Where are all these people coming from?"
Amazing. Well, there you go. Where else are you going to get the bread and milk report than right here at 104.9 FM, WFIW? There you go.
The bucket up on the bucket up
I think they've improved vocally.
Well, they're working on
We're
it.
getting better.
Oh,
It's the bucket up on.
yes, it is. Well, birthdays today. Jonathan Winters. He passed away in 2013 at the age of 87. He burst on the scene in 1960 with a few comedy albums that were huge. 2 Grammys won by him. He then became a regular on the Steve Allen Show, the Gary Moore Show. He was later on a regular on several TV shows, including Mork and Mindy, Hee Haw, the movie It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. He was also the voice of Papa Smurf.
I did not know
I did
that.
not know that either, yeah.
Yes, he was.
But
He-
wasn't he Robin Williams' inspiration
Yes,
too?
he was.
Yeah.
Robin Williams was so happy to have him on Mork and Mindy because they had a very similar kind of sense of humor, I think.
Warped.
Absolutely. He was a winner of the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor as an artist. 8 months before he burst on the scene in 1960, 8 months in a private psychiatric hospital to be given treatment for bipolar, as well as having a nervous breakdown. He had a nervous breakdown again in 1961. So, I mean, he was a fragile person, Jonathan Winters.
But
If
I
you-
think
if
most
you-
of those comedians are.
I think you're right.
Well, you look at what happened with Robin Williams.
Yeah.
I mean, so you can see that there
Well,
was.
Well, Belushi. I mean, look at all those guys. There's something deep down in their soul that is
they're tortured in
Something
some
dark
ways.
down in
exactly,
there.
exactly.
Anyway, he was a great devotee of Groucho Marx and Laurel and Hardy. He loved both of those acts. He lost his wife to breast cancer in 2009, so that meant that he lived 4 years without her. Had 2 kids, only one wife in his life, Jonathan Winters, born on this day in 1925. Now, I have a rough time with this one. I always called her Demi Moore. It's Demi Moore, according to her.
She's a cougar.
Yes, she is. 1962 is when she was born. I'll get to the cougar part of it here in a second. Her real name, Demi Jean Guinness. She took her surname from her first husband. Breakthrough artist in 1981 on General Hospital was her first major
Really?
role.
I didn't
General
know
Hospital was they gave birth to a lot of actors.
Yes, they did. I mean,
in
lots
80
of soap operas do.
In 81, General Hospital was probably the top-rated show, period.
Well, she started there. Then she became a member of the Brat Pack in movies like Blame It on Rio, Elmo's Fire, About Last Night, which was in 1986. Then there were a number of big ones like Ghost, A Few Good Men. I thought she was really good in that.
Yep.
Indecent Proposal.
G.I.
Oh,
Jane.
I love that one.
She was in G.I. Jane.
She shaved her head for that.
Yeah.
That's that led to an offer of $12.5 million to do the movie Striptease, which was her highest paying movie.
And she lost more than the hair on her head in that.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, I've got a comment, but I think I'll hold it. Anyway, she was engaged at one point to Emilio Estevez, but they never got married. She married 3 times. I told you the first guy's name was Moore. Then she married Bruce Willis, and they were married from 1987 to 2000. They had 3 kids, including Rumor.
Who was born in Paducah at Ward's Hospital.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because Bruce was filming a movie down in that area.
I didn't realize
Yeah.
that.
Well,
I was camped out at the hospital. I was doing news down there at the time.
Beep, 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 beep. Rumor's
well,
born.
boy, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Anyway, the cougar part of this
Yeah.
was her next marriage to Ashton Kutcher. She was married to him between 05 and 13. Kutcher is 15 years younger.
Well, did
Yeah.
she have a high chair for him in the kitchen?
Yeah, but I think he caught up with her with all the work she's had done.
Oh, no. Don't say that. I think she's very attractive.
Oh, she is. She's
Yeah, but you can look that way if you
was
got
done
money.
well. The work was done well.
You don't know where they did the work.
I do not know.
She's 57. I haven't seen much of her lately.
Nah.
No.
I mean, there's not much cause for a 57-year-old
Yeah, but if you
sex
got that
symbol.
kind of money and put it at interest, and you can live comfortably.
Well, yeah, $12.5 million.
That's one movie.
time. I got that for one of these shows. I'd be set.
And she also got that much money from Kutcher.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
Spousal
she,
support.
she filed for spousal support from Kutcher.
Seriously.
Yes, and got it.
Well, and there's no telling what she and Bruce Willis settled for.
Yeah.
Well, they were both pretty much earners at that time
True.
versus when she was married to Kutcher. You got a phone call?
I think we do. Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee.
Yeah, good morning, guys. How are you down there?
We're
I know
good.
What you can do, put that camera on Donna.
Uh-oh. Well, thank you.
Ben Wheaton and I want to know what's going on.
There you go. There's Donna.
Good morning.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry. That was our fault. That shows that we've got people watching on YouTube. There, we were given a real good shot of the side of a
Monitor.
monitor
It's
instead of
okay.
you.
Well-
There's Donna. Wave, Donna.
Good
There she is.
morning.
There she is. You can join us on YouTube if you go to the WFIW YouTube site, our channel. Also, born on this date, Leonardo DiCaprio. He's 45 today. And he has, his films have earned $7.2 billion with a B dollars.
Yeah.
He was among the highest paid actors in 8 consecutive years. He's won an Academy Award. His first big movie was This Boy's Life. And then he really became a star in 1997 with Titanic, which was a huge.
I did not like Titanic.
Now,
Really?
wasn't he
It
also?
took longer to watch the movie than it did for the actual boat to sink.
Well,
I hated
true.
that movie.
I hated to watch it because I knew how it was going to end.
Yeah. Didn't he also act in Facts of Life? Wasn't he also on that show for a little bit?
I don't have any
Or
research
one of
on
the
that.
one of the old
I can't answer
mid-'80s
that.
sitcoms.
But
You probably are right, but I don't have anything on
but
that.
you know, you talk about how much money these people make,
Oh.
and a lot of them die paupers.
Well,
I'm just amazed.
he's probably got it stocked back.
I hope so.
He had a big hit in 2002, Catch Me If You Can. That was followed by one of the movies that I do really like, The Aviator, in
Yeah.
2004, where he played the role of Howard Hughes. Django Unchained in 2012. The Wolf of Wall Street came after that. In 2005, his face was severely injured when actress Arnetta Wilson hit him over the head with a broken bottle at a Hollywood party. It got a little out of hand, apparently.
Yeah, apparently so.
Many of the people there were from Modern Day High School.
Oh.
And then they walked up to the host of
Casey's.
the party afterwards and said what?
No
No
beer?
beer?
No beer? Trust me, there's plenty more than beer at this party with Leonardo DiCaprio. This woman who did the beer over his head pled guilty and was sentenced to 2 years in prison for it,
Wow.
And served 7 months.
probably. DiCaprio bought, and among his properties are Dinah Shore's former home.
Really?
Yeah. November 11th, on this date, the Mayflower Compact was signed by the 41 men of the Mayflower. They landed, of course, at Provincetown Harbor near Cape Cod. The compact called for just and equal laws. Of course, none of the women.
I was going to say there was no women's signatures
There
on
wasn't
there.
all
was
that
it?
just and equal then, was it?
Not at all.
1889, Washington became the 42nd state of the Union. 1918, World War I came to an end. That's the reason why this is Veterans Day. 1938, Kate Smith first sang Irving Berlin's God Bless America on network radio. The Jeep made its debut in 1949.
And as Jeep owners, we are glad it did.
You're a Jeepster, aren't
Yes,
you?
but it started out as a military vehicle.
Yes.
It didn't start out as a general population over the road type
But
thing.
it became so popular. 1940. That was when it made its debut. But I guess it really took off after the war. People liked it.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
very, very. I saw there were a couple of vintage Jeeps.
Yes,
in
there
the,
were.
in the parade.
Yes, there were. And man, I can't imagine restoring one of those.
No. but
Finding
these-
parts would be
These were beautiful.
terrible.
I heard somewhere one time that military Jeeps, that the military still has crates of military Jeeps in crates.
I bet
still
they do.
Let to be put together.
From World War II or Korean
World
War.
War
or-
II, Vietnam, Korea.
Yeah.
That's how many they made.
In 1981, stuntman Dan Goodwin scaled the outside of the 100-story John Hancock Center in Chicago. We got a call.
Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee.
Yeah, we was listening to all us guys in the group in the pickup truck here about this Jeep. This Jeep, it was Roger said, Brother Roger, what's this? They call them a Willys at one time, a Willys Overland.
Yeah,
you hear me?
Willys was the original company that created
Okay,
the
they
Jeep.
were. And then, so enlighten us then. Yeah, okay. But Roger said they made different companies for the war effort. They made different outfits made Jeeps. I mean, yeah. But Willys. Yeah, I've got one.
Really?
Okay. See ya.
Thank
See ya,
you.
Good show. Okay, bye-bye. Yeah.
Doc Rubenacker.
Doc's
down to
got a
Hamilton
Jeep,
County.
or he's got a Willys, is what
Yeah.
he says. So anyway, 1984, President Reagan accepted the Vietnam Veterans Memorial as a gift to the nation. 1984, Gary Coleman, at the age of 13, underwent his second kidney transplant in L.A. Mm-hmm. He isn't with us anymore, is
No,
he?
he's
No.
not. Nope. And speaking of actors that had fallen on hard times, I think he was working as a security guard
No.
at a mall somewhere.
Yeah,
He's only as tall as your knee.
Yeah, I know, but
well, but his money was mismanaged.
Yeah.
I don't think it was so much him running through it as it was just not taken care of, and family members.
They stole from him.
Sure,
if
they
I'm not
did.
mistaken.
Sure,
Yeah.
they did.
Oh, well, that's a shame. November 11th, 1958, Hank Ballard and the Midnighters recorded The Twist. That version was a moderate hit in 1960, but of course, what happened? Chubby Checker
Checker.
covered it, and it went crazy.
you betcha. Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee.
Hello?
Anyone there?
Hello?
Hey,
Yes.
You're on Morning Coffee.
Yes, I can hardly hear you. I'm here.
Yes, go ahead.
I have a bit of. Can hardly hear you. Real staticky.
Okay, we can hear you.
Okay. This is Donna Weaver, and I have a bit of history back to the playing taps at a military funeral.
Yes.
Edsel Tidball was my grandfather, lived out in Jasper Township, and a relative of his, John Tidball, was a captain in the Army in 1891, and he had a cannoneer that was shot and killed, and instead of shooting off the guns, he thought it would be much safer for the enemies not to hear that, so he played taps, and that was the first time that taps was ever played at a funeral. And since then, and because of that, that's why they have played the taps at military funerals. So I just thought that was very interesting.
How interesting.
That is interesting, yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Yes,
I
thank
had
you.
no idea. That's looks like a little bit of local history that
Yeah, that's.
made it big.
I've never heard that.
Me neither.
I'd never heard that one either, but that makes sense.
Certainly does. This date, 1969, Jim Morrison of The Doors and Tom Baker jailed for interfering with the flight of an international aircraft and public drunkenness. That's a shock.
No.
That's a shock. Oh, my. In 1972, Barry Oakley of the Allman Brothers killed in a motorcycle accident. He was 24 years old.
Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee.
Hello?
Hello, we're on Morning Coffee.
I don't think they're there anymore. That gets us to the question of the day. Donna Reaver's here with us. The question of the day that we put up yesterday. Do you notice that some people confuse the meaning of Veterans Day with Memorial Day? And we got some interesting responses, an interesting outcome. We will look at that with Donna and Mark Turner. I'm Mike Dreeth, and you're listening to Morning Coffee on 104.9 WFIW and WFIWradio.com.
You know when you gotta be somewhere, it's like really urgent. You don't want to do it over the phone. Some things just can't be said with an LOL or an OMG. Some things just need to be done IRL. So you get in your Nissan Altima and drive. Feel the VC turbo engine instantly react to give you more power and efficiency, so you can get where you need to go.
Let the Carnaby girls guide you through the simple journey of creating the perfect charm jewelry that tells a story, expresses a sentiment, or makes a style statement. So many new designs plus Christmas charms have arrived. Brighton's Charm Bracelet promo includes a Joy to the World and Snowflake charm free with a $50 purchase at the Brighton Charm Bar or amulet collection of charms, beads, or spacers. Carnaby's popular Lucky Bird Christmas tees have arrived. Check out their Facebook page for all the cool new designs. Come see the Carnaby Fashion Team. Open late on Thursdays and 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday.
And now, the top 5 reasons to drive for Bestway Express. Number 5, free health clinic. Number 4, paid holidays. Number 3, $1,800 annual safety bonus. Number 2, no hazmat, no jack stand moves at higher mounted airlines for easier access. And the number 1 reason, you will be home daily. Bestway Express is now hiring for multiple home daily positions. Contact Bestway at 1-833-BESTWAY or bestwayexpress.com.
Hi, this is Bill Stevens with another time capsule quiz. Which month and year was it when South Vietnam held its first national election? Our Surveyor 5 satellite landed on the moon's Sea of Tranquility. First daughter Linda Bird Johnson announced her engagement. Billie Jean King won her first U.S. Open tennis title. The winners at the box office were Bonnie and Clyde and In the Heat of the Night.
They call me Mr. Tibbs.
Groovy guys were wearing Nehru jackets and turtlenecks. And any radio station worth listening to was playing hits like these.
A mountain.
Have we stumped you? Well, the answer and a chunk of the top song from the month and year are coming up.
Hey parents, ever find yourself digging for money to send with your kids but figure out you're out of cash? We're introducing the F&B Easy Card. It's a debit card that can help teach the responsibility of managing money and be easily managed with your own banking errands. The best part? You can set custom daily limits like $10 a day and use online and mobile banking to transfer between this account and any other F&B checking account you own. Interested in learning more? Give us a call for details at 842-2107. F&B, member FDIC.
September 1967.
The Box Tops and The Letter, the top song of September 1967. This is Bill Stevens for tcapsule.com. Back soon with another Time Capsule.
I went over and made the Keurig make me another cup of coffee, and you played the theme before I could go get my cup of coffee.
Well, I'm sorry.
This is coffee. This is morning coffee, man. I'm without.
It's all morning till noon.
We'll talk amongst ourselves. Go get your coffee.
Okay.
It's morning till noon.
I'm sorry. I'll get over it. The question of the day. Do you notice that some people confuse the meaning of Veterans Day with Memorial Day? And by the way, just so you know, when you write Veterans Day, it is not veterans with an
there's no apostrophe.
There's no apostrophe.
None.
It's just Veterans Day, as if all veterans. And that's really the key. You're honoring all veterans who have or are serving. That's what Veterans Day is about.
Originally, it was for veterans of the end of World War I, in World War I. But now it's for all veterans.
Right. And Memorial Day, we're recognizing those who have given their lives, their sacrifice. So that's the difference. I mean, if you're going to... And really, Memorial Day was initially Decoration Day.
Exactly.
It was born in Southern Illinois. General John Logan, John A. Logan was the one that started it down in Carbondale, actually.
Well, and you know, Memorial Day, we kind of honor everybody on Memorial Day.
That's true.
Not just veterans, not just those, but that are deceased, but that's any family member.
He ordered his soldiers to go and put flowers on the and decorate the grave sites of soldiers who had given their lives. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we asked you, do you notice that some people confuse the two? And we got over 1,000 people look at it, 130 votes. And yes won 107 to 23. So a huge number of people recognize that we don't get it right when we recognize between the 2 days. It's good that we have pay respect on both of them, but you need to know the difference, I think. So there you go. There's your question of the day. And once again, we're adjusting Donna's.
I like your high-tech equipment over there.
Well, that's okay. It's only the best here.
Those camera stands they're just wonderful.
My understanding is that you saw Bigfoot over the weekend?
I did.
Well, tell us
I
about
saw
it.
Bigfoot over the
Was it
weekend.
somewhere near Pond Creek?
No. It was near Pounds Hollow, though. Pounds Hollow.
Where's Ponds Hollow?
Down in Shawnee Forest.
Oh. So tell us about it.
So we went Jeep. It was so nice yesterday. We thought we'd go
it was beautiful
and we'd go down to
yesterday.
Shawnee Forest Jeeping for a little bit. Well, right as you turn to go up to Garden of the Gods there's a souvenir stand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? It's got cutouts of Bigfoot and then there's a statue of Bigfoot. And as you walk in, there's a sign that says Bigfoot souvenirs sold here.
So did you hug Bigfoot and have your picture made with him? And...
No, I just got a picture of Bigfoot.
Oh.
And the family of Big Feet, I guess. Eating ice cream.
Eating ice cream.
They all had ice cream. So, you know.
So has anybody ever said that they've seen Bigfoot in the Shawnee National Forest?
Apparently there have.
So is there a difference in Sasquatch and Bigfoot?
I believe they're one and the
Sasquatch
same.
is from the northwestern part of the country.
It's a relative.
Yeah.
It's like his uncle.
There's all sorts of names.
Do
you
the
know?
DNA.
There's Sasquatch, there's Bigfoot, there's the Bogey Creek Monster, which I understand Bogey Creek has some. The tail end of it is somewhere in this area.
Really?
Well,
I was told that by someone.
Okay, he wasn't in the parade though Saturday.
No.
I didn't see him.
No, I think we have somebody who wants to contribute to this conversation.
Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee.
Yes, I found something on Facebook, and I'd like to share it with you on Veterans Day.
Yes, absolutely.
Ever wonder why Veterans Day is always on the 11th and does not change? World War I ended on the 11th month, on the 11th day, on the 11th hour. Today I saw a man selling poppies stop a lady and ask if he could reposition her poppy. While doing so, he told that lady she should wear the poppy on the right side. The red represents the blood of all those who gave their lives. The black represents the mourning of those who didn't have their loved ones return home. And the green leaf represents the grass and crops growing and future prosperity after the war destroyed so much. The leaf should be positioned at 11 o'clock to represent the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, the time that World War I formally ended. He was worried that younger generations wouldn't understand this, and his generation wouldn't be around for much longer to teach them. We must remember those from our current wars, too.
Very
I like
good.
it. That's
thank
beautiful.
You. Thank you for
Yes, thank you.
telling us that on air. We appreciate it. I took the time to go by and thank each one of those 7 veterans that were a part of the Veterans Day parade, because I don't know if I'll ever get that chance again.
You know, we lose around 348 World War II veterans every day. You know, they're not going to be here much longer.
I had somebody, in a most inappropriate way, make fun of people make fun of my commentaries on a regular basis, but made fun of my use of the term "the greatest generation," which was coined by Tom Brokaw in his book, which is a great read, by the way. I think it's appropriate that they are called the greatest generation. I'm in humble adoration of that generation. In my little hometown, there was a group of men that came back. They never talked about the war.
Oh, no.
Never talked about the war. But they helped build that little community where I was raised. And I saw them as wonderful role models. And most of them are gone now. So I'm so fortunate that I got a chance to meet them and be a part of, knowing about them. And I think that's the same thing here.
Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Mike, I've got a little bit of as far as people in the service. 3 Clay County young men got killed in Vietnam. Ugly.
Right.
My stepdad, he was in Guadalcanal, Caledonia, and the Philippines, and he spent a couple Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners there. A neighbor who passed away recently, he was in the foxholes in World War II, fighting Italy and over in Europe. And my mom, her dad, served a short time in World War I. And that's it.
Well, thank you. Thanks
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thanks
all
for
your
calling
family's
in.
service. Call down from Louisville.
You know, people don't realize, and of course now we have men and women both joining the military, but people don't realize, I came from a military family. It's not just the folks that go overseas, there's separation from their families. The families, my mom wasn't just my mom. She was my mom and dad. When my dad went overseas, there was no waiting till your dad got home to be disciplined, because that might be a year, 18 months, 2 years. We didn't have any idea how long he was going to be over there. So it's folks have no idea what it does to families as a whole when those people go overseas.
I mentioned it this morning, but as I look out my front door, I see the memorial to Private First Class Kenny Kays, and I find that to be a most compelling story of his heroism, the fact that he was a reluctant soldier. Nobody wanted to go to Vietnam.
Oh, no.
And he went as a conscientious objector and was put in harm's way and performed an incredible act of heroism. And that humbles you when you know I wasn't drafted. I didn't choose to be in the military, but I'm humbled and grateful to the people that did.
I would venture to say that there's not a family anywhere that doesn't have some family member in the past or present that's been in the military.
Agreed.
We did at school this past week. We did spotlight on Wayne County veterans. The kids in history class wrote something about someone that they know, the kids got on the PA system first thing in the morning. They read about their grandfathers, their cousins. It personalizes it. It's not just somebody in some far off country. These are our American people. These are our people defending our freedoms, our right to sit here and belittle whoever we want to, or talk even if it is milk and bread, we have that right to talk about it. It's just,
that's right.
And lots of countries don't get that freedom.
No, they don't. Speaking of the military, right now earning $7.5 million in its opening weekend World War II flick Midway.
Want to see that one.
That's the #1 movie at the box office right now.
And that's a remake.
Oh, yes, because the initial one with, Henry Fonda.
Charlton Heston was in it.
It was a wonderful movie.
I mean, there were a lot of big stars.
They say
in
that
one.
this one is, because of the advancement of special effects, that this one will
blow you away.
Absolutely blow you away. Yes,
literally and figuratively.
#2 on the weekend box office, Stephen King novel of the same name, Dr. Sleep, had just over 14 million folks show up. $14 million, excuse me. Playing with Fire, starring John Cena.
That's the wrestler.
Takes third, 12.8 million. Last Christmas, starring Emilia Clarke and Henry Golding, earned 11 million. Already starting with the Christmas movies.
I have never heard of some of these people.
I haven't either.
They've been going on for a while, the Christmas movies.
Oh, yeah.
At least
Hallmark's been showing them for 2 weeks.
There's 2 channels that have nothing but nonstop Christmas.
No, there's more than 2.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's all I see. And finally, #5, The Terminator's still there. #5.
Oh, that's the new one. The new
Yes,
Terminator.
Terminator.
Okay.
I'll
Dark
tell you the
Fate.
movie I want to see coming out. It's Tom Hanks.
Mr.
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Does that look good?
That's just here in the next few weeks.
Yeah, December 1st or 2nd, I think, is when it opens.
Okay, tell me, how much time we have?
Well,
here?
we probably need to get going with trivia because
Okay.
we have to talk to Sheldon today.
All right.
Well, we'll see if Sheldon knows any of these.
Go right
Okay,
ahead.
my first question. What % of veterans are women?
Oh, I'm going to I got a pretty good idea.
Okay. What state was home to the highest percentage of World War II veterans as of 2018 at 7.1%?
The percentage of the overall, okay.
Okay.
All right.
What other countries commemorate the veterans of World War I and World War II on or near November 11th? There are 4.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
I have a pretty good idea on those.
Okay. How many states fought for the Union during the U.S. Civil War?
Okay.
How many states?
States.
For the Union?
Yes.
Okay.
What was the original name before we call it Veterans Day? That one's pretty easy.
Oh, I think I know that. Yeah, I know that one.
Who is the famous actor to attain the highest U.S. military rank in history for an entertainer?
I got a pretty good idea on that one.
Yeah.
What is the name of the youngest U.S. Army officer to be promoted to general?
Ooh.
I think I know that.
Well, good. I'm glad you know.
Out of the 45 presidents the U.S. has had, how many have been veterans?
Ooh, quite a few, I bet.
Yeah.
But I can't think of the number off the top of my head. We'll have to think about that.
Who was the first Civil War general to graduate in the class of 1829 from West Point?
The first one. Okay, I got a good idea.
Okay. And the motto of the Department of Veterans is to care for him who shall have borne the battle. Who first spoke these words?
Okay. Those are good questions.
Those are.
Thank you very much. We're going to be back with Donna Reaver, and we're going to have trivia after we take this break on Morning Coffee.
Post frame buildings continue to pop up all over the area, and at Graber Post Buildings, they've been putting up buildings for over 40 years. Garages, pole barns, storage buildings, workshops, apartments, even indoor basketball courts, and some of the most attractive commercial buildings in the state. Every job is specific and unique to your wants and your needs. Graber Post also has packages for contractors and do-it-yourselfers. So for your next building or roofing project, call for a free quote at Graber Post, 800-264-5013.
My secret for staying healthy over the years? I love being outdoors. I'm also what you might call a weekend warrior, which does come with its share of bumps and bruises. Luckily, I've got great coverage through Health Alliance. I know I'm covered if anything happens. Plus, they offer free virtual visits and a great mobile app. If you're looking for health insurance, get insurance for real life. Get Health Alliance. See how much you can save at healthalliance.org/plans.
Hi, this is Elizabeth Gonzalez with People's National Bank. People's National Bank has partnered with Zelle. Zelle is an easy way to send and receive money with family, friends, and others you trust. You can use Zelle today right from your PNB To Go mobile banking app. Money moves directly between bank accounts fast. Stop by People's National Bank today to learn more about Zelle. Available to United States bank account holders only. Terms and conditions apply. The Zelle service is property of Early Warning Services, LLC. People's National Bank, member FDIC.
Time to talk with Sheldon Bunning from Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler. Good morning, Sheldon.
Good morning, Mark.
We were talking about the Willys Jeeps just a little bit ago. And Willys, they don't make the Jeeps anymore, but they were the original designer and manufacturer of the Jeeps. Is that right?
Partially. They were the original manufacturer, but they did not design it. There was a company in Ohio that actually come up with the winning design, but they were not. The government didn't think they were big enough to produce the order. So Bantam was actually the one that designed this Jeep.
All right. That's good to know. And, of course, you've got a lot of Jeeps on the lot as we celebrate Veterans Day and the importance of the Jeep to veterans.
That is correct. Got several new Jeep products. We were looking. We've got some new promotions this month. We've got it's Black Friday all month long, basically here. So we've got employee pricing plus on the new 19 models, which I think most of the 19s are included in that. But it doesn't matter if we've got one that's not included. We're going to sell it for employee price anyway. But we've got a factory employee pricing and plus rebates and 0% financing, whatever the promotion is along with it. You can get it along with the employee price.
Now, on average, how much a discount are we looking at with that employee pricing?
I think it's actually 5% under invoice.
So you're getting a pretty good deal.
Yep, and I mean, the more expensive vehicle you buy, I mean, the more you're going to save. I mean, I've got a new Ram marked down. I think we marked it actually $2,000 under the employee price, but I think we've got it priced. It's around $14,200 off the list.
And speaking of Ram pickups, you've got a good selection of Ram pickups on the lot.
We do.
And, of course, everything can be looked at online, and financing can be had online at LeMansOnline.com.
If you don't want to come in and look at our smiling faces, you can do most of it over line.
All righty. But you do got to come in to sign the paperwork, right?
Well, that we can maybe arrange a meet. We'll work with you. We're pretty easy going.
All right. Sheldon, as always, thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you on Thursday.
All right, you guys have a great week.
All right, you too. Sheldon Bunning from Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler.
Radar Weather is sponsored by Conard Financial Group at 510 West Delaware in Fairfield, with securities offered through Raymond James. Conard Financial Group, investing in the community since 2003.
Before going on vacation, you need to know what to pack. Preparing for your financial future is similar. Without proper planning, you could very well be left out in the cold. I can offer you a variety of investment strategies designed for your specific needs. Call me, Chris Conard, at 842-7855, located at 510 West Delaware in Fairfield. Raymond James Financial Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Life well planned. Give us a like on Facebook.
Fairfield area weather forecast calling for rain changing to snow today. High 42, but that temp is expected to drop throughout the day. 60% chance of snow tonight, low 12 above. Sunny and 25 tomorrow. For Wednesday, mostly cloudy, high 35. Partly cloudy, 42 on Thursday. And for Friday, sunshine, high 42. Overnight low was 40. Yesterday's high was 69. Currently, humidity at 87%. Winds from the northwest at 7 miles an hour. Pressure at 30.06. Cloudy skies right now. We've got 42 here at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield. And currently, radar showing no precipitation anywhere in the immediate area. Radar weather brought to you this morning by the Conard Financial Group.
We're back on Morning Coffee. You got a message from Susan with a shout out to all of our Desert Shield storm veterans. And she points out those names are not included in the courthouse memorial, the Wayne County Courthouse. And she thought that it would be great to look into having these veterans put up there. I'm not quite sure who's responsible for that.
It's not me.
Well, I don't know. Not that I'm suggesting it, but they're not there. And she's right. They should be there.
You betcha.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Don.
Okay, what percentage of veterans are women?
I'm going to say 9%.
I'm going to go with 23%.
Mike, you're right on the money. 9%.
Well, I know every one of them.
You know all? Yeah.
They're close personal friends of mine.
What state was home to the highest percentage of World War II veterans as of 2018 at 7.1%?
I'm going to say somewhere in the southeast part of the nation.
I'm not. I'm going to say the Northeast. I'm going to say around New Hampshire or Vermont.
I'm going to go with like Alabama.
Connecticut.
Well, I was close.
Man, you were close.
Yeah.
Just a stone's throw away. What other countries commemorate the veterans of World War I and World War II on or near November 11th?
You start.
There are 4.
France.
Yes.
I want to say Canada.
Yes.
Britain.
Yes.
And Germany.
No. I would say I'd go with another ally, maybe the Soviet, Russia.
Australia.
Okay.
All right.
How many states fought for the Union during the U.S. Civil War?
Boy, it's hard to count. I would think that was like 17.
That's what I'm thinking about. 17.
11.
11.
Less than we thought.
What was the original name before we called it Veterans Day?
Armistice Day.
Right.
Correct. Who is the famous actor to attain the highest U.S. military rank in history for an entertainer?
I'm going to say Jimmy Stewart.
That's correct.
Yeah.
He was a brigadier general in the U.S. Air Force Reserves.
And he served during World War II. Mm-hmm. Was probably the highest profile Hollywood star to perform actual duties during World War II.
Right.
So.
Yeah, there were a lot of high-profile Hollywood stars that served in World War II, but they were all entertainers.
Ronald Reagan didn't get to go to the service.
No, he didn't.
He didn't.
No.
What was the name?
Although he was in Hellcats of the Navy. That's where he met his wife, Nancy.
What is the name of the youngest U.S. Army officer to be promoted to general?
I'm going to say Custer.
That is correct.
Oh,
you know how old he was?
What?
You know how old he was?
Like 22, 21?
23.
23. Okay.
You see, youth does have its foolishness. But
then he got demoted after the war.
Well, then he
was a general during the Civil War.
Right.
Got demoted.
Then it was long after that he went after the Indians.
Right, and that's why he was colonel. He was the colonel when he went after the Indians.
Well, then somebody
And that was short-lived.
Somebody recognized that there were some flaws in Custer's reasoning.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't think
That would
real
be
clear sometimes.
That would be Sitting Bull that realized there were some flaws in his reasoning for going.
And it was a
after
little
the-
bit too late when Custer realized.
Yeah.
Oops.
I know why I'm not a general anymore. Now I'm a dead colonel.
Out of the 45 presidents the U.S. has had, how many have been veterans?
Okay, let me just for a moment go backwards as far as military service. George H.W. Bush was in the military. Actually, there's some contention about George W., who, of course, served in the military, but was not in... He was in a rather inactive unit. That got Dan Rather his job handed to him.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be two right there. You go backwards from there. I don't believe Nixon or Johnson were. Of course, Eisenhower was.
Mm-hmm.
Truman wasn't.
You forgot Kennedy.
Kennedy was.
Kennedy was.
PT
Obama
109.
was not.
He was not. Clinton was not.
Clinton was not. Roosevelt, no.
He smoked but didn't inhale.
Woodrow Wilson was not. I'm going to say 23.
Well, okay, I think that's too high. I'm going to say I'll go back to my 17.
31.
Poof, man.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Ulysses S. Grant.
Yeah, he was in the military.
George Washington, Jefferson.
Yes. Yeah.
Lincoln was not.
Yes, he was. He was in the Black Hawk War.
But that's true. You're right.
So I mean, he was in the military prior
Okay.
to that.
Okay. Who was the first Civil War general to graduate in the West Point class of 1829?
I have a pretty good idea. I'm going to say Robert E. Lee.
Correct.
Well,
That is correct.
That's what I was thinking too. So
He did that, of course. Then he broke with the Union to become the major force of the South, the rebels.
after he was offered the job
Of being in charge of the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because he was from Virginia,
Right.
he thought he ought to side with the South.
Interesting.
Wasn't
And
real good.
I don't
that,
think,
that didn't turn out real
and I
well
don't
for
think
him.
Lee. I mean, I don't think he even believed in slavery.
I think this is all about, his loyalty
was-
to his home.
Yeah, loyal to his home
Well,
state.
and just a side note, my oldest daughter's birthday is on Robert E. Lee's birthday. So,
You guys...
not that she's rich and famous or anything.
Well, you guys, so you celebrate Lee's birthday, huh?
Absolutely.
I think there's going to be some talk about you.
The motto of the Department of Veterans is to care for him who shall have borne the battle. Who first spoke these words?
Well, I'm going to go back to Lincoln.
I'm going to go with Clara Barton.
It was Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
Boom
As
shot.
a matter of fact,
Red Cross.
that's the Veterans Affairs was created post Civil War. So
Well, it sounded like Lincoln. That's the reason why I
Yeah.
said it. I mean, you can tell his distinctive verbiage. That's the reason why
Well,
I said
I had
Lincoln.
Lincoln was my second choice.
Clara Barton.
That was
she
a pretty good.
She was the Red Cross, right? Founded the Red Cross. Is that right?
Florence Nightingale was there, but Clara Barton, I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I think so.
you're
I
right.
think you're
I
right.
don't have my nurse's history very good. All right. What have we
We've
traversed
walked
some-
through an hour, haven't we?
Yeah, we certainly
I know.
have. When we've given you a vital update, there is
Plenty of bread and milk available.
the supplies are being replenished as we speak. Grab your milk and your bread, and if you're going to go do some French toast, you better get some eggs too.
Oh, hey, we better check with Jeff Vaughn real quick. Hey, Jeff, come in here for a second. He mentioned something about a winter weather advisory.
Oh.
Is that a fact?
Noon to 9.
Okay,
Noon to 9.
To 9,
A
okay.
winter weather advisory for some
Southern Illinois, Southern Missouri.
Southern Illinois and Southern Missouri. So
Okay.
prepare.
So,
Get your bread and
anyway.
milk. Get your
Yeah.
eggs.
All right.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you to Donna Reaver for coming
Thanks
here on
for
her
having
day
me.
off.
I appreciate it.
We really appreciate having you. And we'll be back tomorrow right here on Morning Coffee. Talk to you later.
Alexa, play WFIW. It's time for classic hits from WFIW.
It's what you've been looking for. WFIW FM Fairfield, Illinois, and WFIWradio.com, the news leader in southeastern Illinois.
Time now for the news, brought to you by Boyd Furniture and Mattress Center in downtown Wayne City. 5 showrooms, pictures and prices at BoydFurniture.com, and follow them on Facebook.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Today's Veterans Day. There are parades and ceremonies around the country honoring those who served.
President Trump will be the first sitting president to attend the New York City Veterans Day Parade. He is taking part in the festivities with the First Lady. The chairman of the United Veterans War Council announced the president's participation last week for the